Alrighty, let's just get a new video up and going here. So working on the S10 today. Paul's working on cleaning up the garage. Oh yeah, and welcome to our new shop. It's newly renovated. So we just moved up in the world. We got a whole nother bay. So Fiero's home, S10's home, and then anything else is home. So we'll have the Honda in there this winter, and then oops. We won't talk about that. So, basically right now I'm working on pulling out the dash. Something's fucky. So like, usually when you turn the ignition on, the fuel pump will prime up. Well, that's not the case. You have to crank it, like, sometimes you gotta crank it, like, quite a while, and then it'll fucking start the fuel pump. So I looked at the wiring. The wiring is stock from the fuel pump up into the firewall. It goes right into here, into this block, and then it goes into the car. I'm gonna pull the dash out and pretty much probably see what else I can delete, and then see what else I can clean up, because it looks like it's not cleaned up the greatest. So let's go ahead and get that out and get that cleaned up, and hopefully that'll be a solution and not just a rabbit hole of things to fix. All right, so this is how far I've gotten. Everything is held together with a concoction of normal screws, wood screws, like all sorts of whatever they grabbed. So, yep. So I think we're good to pull her out. So let's get this thing pulled out. All right, this is beautiful. So like this one is obviously the gauge cluster and our lights. Not sure what this is. This looks like a chime box for like when a door's open, but that's not a thing in here. ECU's kind of right there. This is like the old speaker wire shenanigans. Some good old duct tape, electrical tape. I can't even get it off. Apparently it is a Superior thing. So we'll probably cut out all this radio crap because we don't need it. So, but yeah, and then I'm probably gonna pull out all this HVAC crap, because guess what? We also don't need it. Because if you don't know if you know, like, but usually people delete so like this is a blower right here, and then this is like your AC condenser crap and all that stuff, so that's all gone. So it's gone. There's no point in having it. I'm gonna buy there's like I could make one, but there's literally, it's like $40 and it's like a black off plate there. I'm gonna do that. I seen some other guy do it and it looks nice, so I'm gonna do that. So yeah, let's go ahead and I'm gonna jump right into trying to get this all cleaned up, and hopefully when we come back it does not look this bad. It might still look bad, but it won't be this bad. All right, so there we go. That's what we ended up with. Got it like screwed on there. Took out like the whole radio harness is actually pulled out. This stuff's pretty trick. Like the box or whatever has these like connectors or whatever that literally just unplug. So like this one, you literally unplug it and it just completely gets rid of that whole system, which is pretty cool. So like whatever that is, that must be like third brake light or whatever. And you literally unplug it and it's done. So like the radio was like that, and then there was like a couple of another harness or whatever. So pulled all that out of there. So that's all good. So now let's get the dash back in, and then I didn't find anything new as to the fuel pump issue. I don't know what that is really. I'm gonna have to do some more research, but I did stumble upon some kind of bad news, but it's not the worst. So the frame's still good, so that's all I give a crap about. But she's pretty well gone, fixed with some license plates apparently. Yep. So yeah, that's safe to say. That's kind of not the greatest, so whatever. So let's get the dash back in and go from there. I guess. Well, I got the dash back in, and then, so I was trying to figure out these, like, light switches here. I still got to figure out this one, but I took this thing apart and kind of figured out how it worked. So basically, you have to connect. So I wired it to a toggle switch. So your red and orange get paired, and then the yellow and brown. Assuming you have an S10 and this is something you want to do. Not like the video is labeled like that, so it's not a do-it-yourself thing. So, but this is just a random thing in there. But yeah, so just paired those up. You're now, when you flip it on, I've got headlights, and marker lights, and all that good stuff, tail lights. So the running lights and headlights come on. And if the key is off or whatever, it will beep. So that's pretty cool. We can't leave it on. So now I'm going to try and see if, I'm going to probably pull this one apart and see what I can do for this one. So it's a pedometer, and then it is got the on position for, they out here getting it. But yeah, and then, so like, I got to put new switches in, but they work. Got LED in this one, and that one I got to order more LEDs, so I'll have to get new switches for that. And then, yeah, so I'm going to pull this apart, see what I can find out about that. And then this guy still works and functions just fine, not even broke. So let's do that. Alrighty, so ended up pretty much just cutting the wires and figuring out how they worked. Only burnt my fingers once. Don't want to let the smoke out too quick. So basically, to delete the pedometer, you connect these 3 wires. 2 of them are already connected. So if you look at this, there's 2 in this pin. So you connect these 2 with, let's see here, brown. So you connect these 3 wires, and then basically when your headlights are on, they'll just be on. It's at full brightness. So that's the downside to doing this way, but I'm okay with having it all the way up. And then these 2, you connect those 2 together right there, like on a switch, and you got interior lights on a switch. So, I mean, they still work with the door switch. I just need to put different door switches in. Obviously, we already talked about this. So, but yeah, too easy. Now probably clean up. I know I gotta make like a panel or something that goes in here, and it'll probably just end up sitting right here, these 2 right here. So obviously headlights and interior lights. So sick. Let's keep going, I guess. All right, so we were having an issue where when you turn the ignition on, it wouldn't prime the fuel pump. So there's 2 relays here. Zoom this out. Okay, so there's 2 relays here. One is for the AC, and then one is for the fuel pump. This one was the AC, this one was the fuel pump. So I went ahead and unplugged them. This fuel pump one was, I'm assuming this is a fuel pump one, and it was very hard to get out. So I kind of jacked up this one, the fuel pump one. And yeah, so got it plugged in, and we'll give it a try. Okay. Sure. Now. Hear it. It came on there. Yeah. So the problem is it will come on when there is oil pressure, basically, to bypass the fuel pump, the fuel pressure relay. So we'll keep trying, and probably end up having to get some new relays. Too easy. All right, another day, we're back out here working on the S10. So this is what I ended up doing the other day with those switches. So that's my headlights. This turns on the interior lights. So not too bad. I just got the one screw that holds in it, and it's nice and cut with something like this plastic I got here. So today I'm going to be getting the car audio hopefully done in this thing. So right now I'm pulling out this because I'm trying to see if I can clean up. So one thing I found out, so this thing that I put in there, the door popper, yeah, apparently they were down here before. So I might drill these out and put them back down there. Other than that, working on getting that out. Of course, it's stripped. I got it like halfway out and then it's stripped. So I had to weld the nut on there and it's almost out. Figured I should probably film some stuff. So we got that. I'm going to end up, so I found this thing that I had just chilling around. So we're going to use this. So basically we're going to have power coming in and then it's going to divvy off to the 2 amps. So that's that. Yeah, other than that, slowly but surely. And then I'm going to, so once I get everything situated and cleaned up how I like it, I'm going to try and get this thing as far over. And then I'm going to measure up and I'm going to probably make another one of these, like a false wall kind of thing. And then put that over yonder. So that's kind of the plan. We'll see if that changes, but that's my plan temporarily for right now. So that, or when this is back, I might just make a plate for the top of this. So one of those two. Just trying to make it look clean. So let's keep going. Alrighty, they're here. Look at how tiny these are. This is even the box. So this is my, these are going to be for the components here. So we went ahead, got some component speakers. I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do, whether I'm going to mount these in the back and then just have the tweeters towards the back of my head, or if I'll put them up front. I kind of like the idea of putting them in the back just for now, and then eventually get another one. I was wanting to get the MR4, so that would have been a 4-channel. This is only a 2-channel, sadly. The 4-channel is sold out, and I wanted to go through like just their website for now, mostly because I had to finance this shit because, you know, I'm a broke bitch. So, and then we also got 500 by 1, so it's a 1-channel for the sub. So that's should be all I got. Alrighty, that one done. So obviously made that whole shebang up. Now I'm going to work on this piece right here. I've already gotten a good chunk cut up. So we got the one side, we got a top, we got the front, then that, and then I have another panel that'll come across. So I wanted to get the one done and put together and in there so that way I can get a double check on measurements because I want it to be a nice snug fitment. So this is what we ended up with. It's not the prettiest thing in the back, but obviously what car audio is pretty in the back. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and get the other one cut out and we'll get it in there. We'll probably have to put a block or something on here so that way it doesn't press into the Spreaker grill here. It does a little bit, so we'll just put one in. It's not the worst thing. But yeah, not too shabby. So let's keep going. Alrighty, so going ahead and try and get a lot of the planning done, getting holes drilled. So we'll have this coming up for powers. Then we have these holes for the ground and remote. And then we got this hole up here for the RCAs. We're going to have to run, we're going to run the remotes into here. So both remotes and, so 2 remotes and the JL Bluetooth thing. And then we'll have one side of the toggle switch into here. And then the other side of the toggle switch will go towards from 12 volt constant. So obviously when you flip the switch, boom, you've got power to the remote. Nothing of this will be high power, so obviously this little switch will do it. The ground is going to be going from this distribution block into here, and then out this into probably what I can get out of this. We'll make that work. So yeah, let's get this thing carpeted and then get this stuff screwed in for reals. Alrighty, so to finish off this video, I figured out what the fuel issue was. It ended up being the fuel pump relay. So I actually had another one off the Furo that like an old OEM one, and this never gets old. Never gets old. But yeah, put that in, and now when you put the key in there, you listen real quietly. Boom. So as soon as you turn the ignition, it primes. Runs like top, and that does that normally. Wow, look at all that garbage. So yeah, so I actually found LEDs for both sides now, so we got those. And then this is what we ended up with. I know it doesn't really show up too well. 1 second. All right, there we go. A little light. So we got the 2 amps. So some things that did go wrong. The Bluetooth module I've had that for a while. Apparently the RCA part of it got kind of messed up, so I'll have to get a new one. So for right now, we've just got good old-fashioned aux cord. I would play it, but I don't really have a way to film and play music because you have to connect it to my phone. But yeah, so we've got the component speakers. So these things you run power into these, and then you have one that goes to the woofer, the mid, and then the other one goes up to the tweeters. So we just got the tweeters right there and there. Hopefully this thing is. But yeah, it's really cramped, so it's really hard to film any of this. But yeah, so it's not too bad. Then you can just literally pull all this out, and obviously you can see it's quite the mess back here. But you push that back, and it's all hidden. It's all real nice in there. So I'm pretty happy with all that. Turned out pretty good. And then obviously I already showed you that, but works freaking great. Love it. So yeah, guys, that's kind of the new update for the S10. I've just been slowly working on stuff. So it looks like we might be changing up the plan, since this is I don't know too much about rear ends or any of that, but supposedly this is, my buddy's saying this is a 10 bolt 8.5 inch rear end. It is out of an 89 Camaro. So we do need to put some sort of mini spool in it or weld it. Probably mini spool, just because probably a smarter option. Only downside is I pretty much have to pull the whole rear end out to do that, which kind of sucks, but whatever. When I do that, maybe we'll clean up everything. I want to try, my goal is to, I don't know if it's going to be this winter, but I would like to pull the bed off and like stuff like that, and then pour 15 the whole frame and like the rear end and all that stuff. We do need new shocks still. But yeah, guess ain't got nothing else to say other than you guys know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe. If you guys are looking for merch, we have some. Link in the description. We got some dope ass t-shirts and stuff. I will have to make a t-shirt for the truck. But yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.